Hello everyone, my name is Salim and welcome to the Markets Breakdown Analysis for Monday, the 18th of September 2023. We'll be breaking down the chart on through the exact zones where price will close above potential buys or close below for potential sells as well. So looking at the previous weekly candle, the weekly closed bearish, breaking and closing out of this range, and this is actually really interesting because when you look on these weekly candles, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 weekly candles printing side by side, rejecting the upside and closing small body candles. Now within these rejections, we have daily ranges, so daily resistances. For example, this is actually interesting because if you just ignore these small daily candles where daily candles print in small, if you just focus on the big volume candles, you can clearly identify a bearish trend. So for example, we have a decent daily candle closing bullish, followed by daily resistance and a decent pullback. And then again, a decent candle closing bullish, followed by a daily resistance and a pullback. And we can see the same thing here again. And also what we can see here is this daily resistance respected the previous daily resistance, and also this one respected this previous daily resistance as well. And the other thing we can see here is this weekly candle managed to break and close below multiple weekly lows and below just within this weekly resistance formed on the 2nd of July 2023. So the probability for price to continue bearish remains really high to retest this weekly support. The only thing we need to see is for the new weekly candle to respect this weekly high, obviously form a pullback to form the new weekly top wick before breaking the low, but price need to respect this weekly high to continue bearish. Now looking at the daily, so the daily candle on Friday closed weak bullish, forming weak daily support around 182.850, rejecting the upside and rejecting the daily resistance formed on Thursday last week. And now to break down the chart and looking at the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour, we can see here we have a recent 4-hour support formed around 182.860. The most recent 4-hour resistance formed around 183.770. Dropping down to the hourly time frame, now we have a recent 1-hour resistance around 183.380. We have the same level of support on the hourly time frame. Zooming in and dropping down to the 5-minute time frame. Again, we have a same level here. We can adjust it slightly down to, let's say, 182.850. And then we're looking at a 15-minute time frame. We have this 15-minute range as well. So now to identify the no trade zone. So the first thing we can clearly see here, since the daily candle for Friday closed weak bullish, forming weak daily support, rejecting the upside, now the probability for price to continue bearish remains high, knowing the daily candle is rejecting the upside. So what we're going to do is, for potential buys, what I would say is what we could do is wait for price to break and close above this 1-hour resistance, which is also the 5-minute resistance above 183.380. And for potential sells, now we have this weak daily support formed on Friday. When you drop down to the 4-hour time frame, that does line up with the 4-hour support and lines up with this hourly support. So potential sells could be below 182.850, and this is going to be the no trade zone. And now to look for potential buys and looking at the daily. So the first thing we can see on the daily is we have this daily resistance formed on Thursday around 184.010. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, we have a 4-hour resistance formed around, so we have this 4-hour resistance formed around 183.740, 750. Dropping down to the hourly time frame, we have an hourly resistance around 183.840. Looking at the 5-minute time frame, that's the same level of resistance, and that's the same thing on the 15-minute time frame. So I'd say the first target for buys, we could have it at this 4-hour resistance, because we don't know whether the price is going to reject this, because clearly we can see this candle failed to close above this 4-hour resistance, so maybe there is a rejection to the upside. So the first target for buys could potentially be 183.740, targeting this 4-hour resistance. The second target for buys, now we can identify this daily resistance formed on Thursday, as mentioned earlier, around 184.010. Drop it down to the 4-hour time frame. We have so we do have this 4-hour resistance, but let's have a look on the hourly. So on the hourly, we have this range, and on the 5-minute time frame, again, we have a 5-minute resistance. I would say the second target for buys could potentially be 184, targeting the daily resistance formed on Thursday last week. And now to look for potential sells and going back to the daily. So since the weekly candle closed bearish, now the anticipation is for price to continue bearish. The first thing we're going to do, we can clearly see a monthly flipping bearish. A monthly tapped into this previous monthly support. Price is retracing. So maybe price is just retracing to break this low again. So the first thing we're going to do, look at the daily and let's identify some sort of a resistance or a previous support. So looking at the weekly we can, okay, so the daily, we have clean traffic on the left. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, looking on the left, and what we can see here is we have this previous 4 hour support around 182.450, dropping down to the hourly time frame and zooming in, and then we can see this is an hourly support around 182.410. Looking at the 5-minute time frame, this is a range on the 5-minute time frame as well as the 15-minute time frame. So I'd say the first target for sells could potentially be 182.410, targeting the bottom of this 4 hour support around 182.410. The second target for sells, now let's have a look again on the daily. So clean traffic all the way down to 180.550. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, on the left, what we can see, we have another level of support on a 4 hour time frame around 181.720. It's roughly around 67 pip range. Looking at the hourly time frame, this is again a clean traffic on the left, and then on the 5-minute time frame, we have a 5-minute support in here, but on the high time frame we have clean traffic on the left. So I'd say the second target for sells could potentially be 182.720, targeting this 4 hour support.
Dominion Markets, your trading sanctuary.